Righty ho, so it's Pudding back again with another video here. This was an interesting game, decent damage, fairly decent XP, so on and so forth. Not the best matchmaking. To say this is a tier 8 game and we're up against mostly tier 9s and tier 10s with a few, a smattering of tier 8s here and there. Far from, ideal, but we'll take it. It could be worse. We could have been the only tier 8. We don't get what I would consider to be like the best spawn for this ship. Ideally, I'd want it to be around C, because there's a lot of room for me to just zoom about and so on. So we take this a bit differently than I would normally play this ship, and it actually works out okay, actually. And it went pretty well, in all honesty, as well. So, what we do, we're going to go off to the side here. And when we do this, it's going to... It's going to be interesting. You'll see. But with this said, for the first few minutes of this game, nothing really happened as usual. That's the standard, isn't it? So I will take this time to give a bit of an update. So I've not uploaded anything too recently, just purely since essentially I've been both away and PC issues. So I was away Tuesday through Friday, and my graphics card also shat the bed. So I've taken this as an opportunity to upgrade. So I've gone from an RX 580 to a Vega 56, and it scores very well. So I flashed it to a Vega 64, and so I've managed to pump out a 19,710 Fire Strike score, along with my 4930K, and that's 24K GPU, so it's performing better than a 1080 at this point. But but yeah, so between that, that only arrived on Tuesday, and I was out on Tuesday, so I didn't really get a chance to come back proper. So that's why I've been away for a while. But with that said, the game is starting now. So this Henry's popped up, and we've been taking some pot shots at him. We've not really done any meaningful damage. We've done bits and bats, but nothing spectacular really. So we take another shot. I was thinking he might turn a bit more so that as to not ground. It seems he's just grounded, so yeah, one of those things. But his bow is pointing out. Now he's capping. So what we do is we're going to take some shots. And in this case, we didn't even need to hit, just the splash damage was enough. So we've reset him. We've reset his cap points. And then this taco, yes, the taco. This taco pops up, and we think, okay. So we put our torps out. Now keep in mind, these only have a 9-kilometer range, and he was 12 kilometers away. Or she, I guess, because, it's a ship. So I wasn't actually expecting these to do anything. So we switch over to AP, just because with where he's coming from, he's likely going to be broadside to us, and the Takau's shooting angles aren't they're the same as Atago's, but they're not great. So he turns, and that's going to hurt. So that's one Citadel. We don't get another, but we don't need another either, because this happens. We land our 2 torps, first blood, job's a good one. Now, I made a bit of a mistake here. I could have quite easily died here. This Sinop is moving a little bit quicker than I thought, so I needed to. I'm gonna have to turn like very sharply soon. But he's further up than I was expecting, and so as a result, when I get spotted by him, I'm near enough broadside. So this could have gone badly. Although it does turn out maybe not as badly as I was thinking. Yeah, no, I seem to remember being more broad. Eh, not too bad, I guess. So we dodge most of the shells that come in. We take 600 damage, you know, just chip damage really. Nothing really to worry about. The Conqueror goes for the Mogador, and I believe, yeah, he chunks him good and fucking proper. So that was down from, what, 12k to 6. That's quite a chunk. But then I guess that's what happens when you shoot a destroyer with battleship caliber HG. It doesn't really end very well for the DD, does it? So, unfortunately, our torps were a bit off. If we'd have aimed a little bit to the side, we would have gotten him, but unfortunately not. So we put a shot out. We set a fire with our first one. We've used our reload booster here because there's not really any particular point in, you know, not doing so. And then we get alerted to the Henry by our secondaries going off. And this was a kind of brown alert moment for me. I didn't enjoy this part. Fortunately, this guy's not very smart, and he's going for our Puerto Rico instead of me. He can overmatch my bears with his AP. So, I'm pretty sure he can. So he should really have been going for me. I get why he didn't. He was going for the Puerto Rico because he was giving side, but, like, he really should. He should have been shooting at me, really. But, with that said, it all works out okay. We get some torps out on the Monarch as he's rounding the island, and there we go, there's his AP. But it does nothing. He gets one hit, which appeared to bounce. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to wait for this Monarch, and we are going to shoot him, basically, because he's far too, you know, preoccupied with the Conqueror, which makes sense. You know, the Conqueror is quite a threatening ship, so he needs to be kind of, you know, he of course needs to be dealt with. So we use this just to farm a bit of free damage on the Monarch, of course. So now he's kind of turning towards us here, and I'm kind of thinking, ooh, torpedoes, yes, but no, they've run out. So that's not ideal. But, you know, you take what you can get and all that. We're still able to, you know, farm some damage on him. But we turn our attention to the Henry now, because, I mean, in fairness, when we did turn our attention over that way, he had more health than he does now. But, yeah, Puerto Rico may need some assistance with this. Maybe not much, but some. I think we might actually get him. Yeah, so we set him on fire, and we get a kill. So we finish off the Henry. And this is cheeky. This is very cheeky. I almost feel bad for this one, but, like, So we also get the Monarch for a grand total of 700 damage. We avenge our conqueror. So yeah. So next up is the Sinop. And surprisingly, so we do get chunked a bit here, I believe, but surprisingly, we actually manage, like, to do okay. Like, we don't die, but, like, I'm very surprised we came out as well as we did here. I was expecting this to go a lot worse. Like, I was genuinely expecting to die here, so I'm not sure I'm not sure what happened or how. Um, like I even survived this, but like yeah, we came out on top somehow. Um, so first salvo we set 2 fires. Um, Second salvo I think just some chip damage. And yeah, so he opens up, and I'm pretty sure he can overmatch us. Given the chunk of damage he did at that angle, I would imagine he can overmatch. So there's that. That's always fun. So with that said, we're just gonna keep, pumping shells into him, and it'll like it's not gonna go terribly, but like yeah. Now this is a mistake I made since we've kind of gotten to the point where we realize he can overmatch us. I shouldn't have turned in here. I should have gotten the island between me and him. Like, genuinely, I should have had the island between the two of us. It works out okay, but this could have gone bad. Like that could have ended a lot worse than it did. It didn't, but it could have done, and that wouldn't have been very good. So next up, we've got a Puerto Rico and a Massachusetts. The Massachusetts is about to enter the cap, so I do prioritize him here. So we get some shells out, and we get spotted. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but what we're being spotted by is the Des Moines. So, that's not ideal. He's not looking at us, so we're okay for now, but that Des Moines is going to be a problem later, as you will see. So we get some more shots out on the Massa. We're hoping to set him on fire, and hoping even more so that he repairs, because we have a reasonable fire chance. So we don't get a fire. We reset his capture progress, but we don't get a fire. But we're already up to 101,000 damage. We can manage. Now, I also made a little bit of a mistake here as well, in that I should have focused more on the Massa, because I just kind of assumed, well, he's on 1,000 health, the team can deal with. Never place any kind of trust or faith in your team. It's just, it never ends well. So he's already up to like 5k now. Now, he is going to die. He's like 100%, he's going to die. But he would have died a lot sooner if I had been, focusing on him as well. So, there's that. So there he is. There's now the Puerto Rico. I'm pretty sure he died. Yeah, he's dead. So that's nice. So next up is the Des Moines. Now, where he is on the map is definitely not where he is now. So I was expecting to get spotted, like, immediately after. Or rather, I was expecting to spot him immediately after I crested the thing. And, I can't do the H thing to bring up my detection. I'm not sure what the detection is on this ship off the top of my head. But we get spotted immediately, and we spot the Des Moines. So what we're waiting for is we're waiting for him to turn like that. We load up our reload booster, 3 citadels, another, chunk. Oh no, not there. But we will get another chunk before we die. And that's us up to 140 something thousand. Yeah, 143,000 damage. We are going to win this game. Of course. I mean, we're 2 caps to 1, and like, we have the ship advantage. There are a few things that happen that really shouldn't have. After the fact, I think we do lose our shimmy, because he was just an idiot at one point. But we'll take it. Ah, yes, and I was going over to look at the corpse of my ship, because I do really like the space camos. They do look really, really nice. The Grozavoid, he dies. There's no way he'd ever survive this, so he dies. But and the shimmy gets another kill steal. And I see what the Shimakaze's like thought process was here. But there was he shouldn't have died. He should have been a bit kind of smarter about it. I mean, let's just check something quickly. His torps are reloaded at this point, so I'm not sure why he didn't just spit them out now, like as he's coming round the corner. But yeah, so he's just going to get chunked. I'd imagine the Zao is possibly running hydro, so he knows where the torps are, like as they come out of the launcher. That's only 2 of his launchers, though. He's not fired the 3rd, and he now can't fire the 3rd. And yeah, see, I was checking there. But like, yeah, the guy this shouldn't have happened. The shimmy should have seen the Zao and gotten out of there. Oh yeah, and of course we have a useless North Carolina because, you know, he's pretty much full health on the fucking, like, AB line. It's like, no, you don't do that. That's not how that works. He's literally done nothing all game. I really don't understand people that do stuff like this. It makes no sense. Like, why? But, yeah. So that's always a fun one. I mean, we still managed to win, despite being effectively down a ship. I mean, not... Okay, so we weren't properly down, but, I mean, like, close enough. May as well have been. But, yeah. So we also lose our Yoshino. Now, at this point, I was kind of thinking... we could lose this game still. Like, we could genuinely still lose this game. The Kremlin does some stuff. The Kremlin doesn't handle this engagement particularly well either, mind you. Like, really at all. So, we'll be back over to the Kremlin in a moment. He's gonna get the cap at least, so that's good. But the Kremlin really could have handled this engagement a lot better. But you'll see what I mean in a moment. So, but yeah. There's a bit of wisdom coming up in the chat. And yeah, so he botches his shot there. And the ones that do make it through don't do any damage at all, really. He's still flat broadside. So, yeah, that's going to hurt. It might not have hurt now, but it's going to. Oh, yeah, well, next reload. I thought it was that one. But no, next reload. And then it'll happen, and that's not going to be. So at this point, why would you take that shot? He was at that kind of angle. Why would you take that? So that hurt a lot, and now he's going to get his rear guns off, and he could well have died there. So at this point, he's on very low health, and he is going to finish off the Thunderer, but like he could have handled that a lot better. But with that said, on to the post-battle results. So 275,000 credits. It would have been more, but I'm poor, so I don't have premium currently. 6k XP, 350 free, 143,000 damage, 136 shell hits, 2 torpedoes, incapacitations, 3 destroyed, 6 citadels, 7 flyers, 5 defend. You know, the usual for Charles. As for the base XP, I did pretty well here. 2.3 base when the next down was 1.6, and I topped near enough a tier 10 game in a tier 8 ship. Like, not to toot my own horn, but that's not... That either means my team was awful, or I actually did a reasonably good job. That's up for you guys to decide, though, I guess. But yeah, so... you'll be getting a fair few videos today, actually. I've got a few lined up. I had a few really good games recently, so those will be going up following this one. with that said, though, if you would like to see more of this stuff, feel free to subscribe to me on YouTube. It doesn't cost anything at all. If you want to see all of the games, not just the cherry-picked good ones, and keep in mind as well, good does not mean a win, as you will see a bit later. If you'd like to see all of the games, good, bad, ugly, the lot of them, get on Twitch, because I'm on Twitch, of course. Well, of course I'm on Twitch. That's like my main thing. So if you'd like to see all of them, get on there, drop me a follow or whatever, and yeah, then you can see all of them. Next up, if you would like to talk to the pudding, I don't know, maybe you like memes or something, or maybe you like some of the more well, the kind of stuff you can't put on YouTube. Maybe if you like that kind of stuff, you'd get on very well in the Discord. I mean, we've got all sorts there. Let's see what we've got: PC stuff, tech talk, memes, general chat. I mean, at current, there's not a great deal goes on there at the moment, but there's not that many people there to begin with. At current, this will change eventually. But if you would like to speak to the pudding and speak to the regulars that tune in on Twitch, such as Resh and Cinnamon. Cinnamon, of course, is our local meme dealer. Resh is the local sniper, because he often tries to stream snipe me. I don't mind it, but he does that a fair bit, and I'm expecting to see some comment in the bottom now from Resh. Because, I mean, that happened in the, I think the first Gene Bart video I did, was it? Because I mentioned how Resh was getting salty because I kept stealing all his kills or something, so... But, with that said, if you'd like to speak to either myself or the regulars or, really anyone, we have a nice community on the Discord server. I would also like to keep it that way. So if you end up in there and you're not helping with it being a nice community, I will probably just out. Anyways, but with that said, we've got all sorts of stuff there. We have roles, custom roles, and all that. We have some roles for Twitch subscribers as well, but that's that's a separate thing. I'm not expecting anything of that. We don't actually have any yet, mind, but it's something that's there. But with that said, I've been whittering on for a while now, so I will leave it at that for now. But there will be links down in the description below for all of these things, so the Twitch and the Discord. Of course, not for the YouTube, because you're already here, but that will all be in the description. If you would like to see a particular ship played, if you'd like to suggest a ship to see played, as long as I've got the ship, I'm perfectly happy to play it for you and do a nice video if I can pull a good game of it. My World of Warships name is here, so if you want to look at, say, WoW stats or something, to get an idea of what ships I have, my stats are public. I see no reason to hide them. I'm by no means a good player, but I'm not bad enough that I need to hide my stats behind a wall. So yeah. But with that said, if you want to see, if you want to suggest a ship for me to play in one of these videos, let me know. I'd be more than happy to go for it. Just pop a thing down in the comments, and I'll have a go at it. But with that said, I will leave you lot to it for now. But there will be more videos coming later, today even, for that matter. So I'll see you all then. Do take care, everyone. Have yourself a wonderful, morning, evening, night, day, whatever it happens to be there. Have a good one. Take care of yourself. And I will catch you next time. Ta-ta for now.